Morning world. We're live.
Because life involves suffering and happiness. You cannot avoid suffering. So you have to accept suffering. You have to learn how to suffer. If we know how to suffer, we will suffer less, much less.
Mm-hmm.
And we will learn a lot from our suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And we know how to make use, make good use of the suffering in order to create happiness. The way
What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about, old man? How does suffering become happiness? How do you what? I'm suffering. That you're telling me that because I'm suffering, I can become happy from my suffering. I could see my suffering, and that's the gateway to happiness. That's not the way it's supposed to work, man. I'm just supposed to get like the fucking, like the stock market's supposed to go up and it's going to make me happy. Or I meet that certain somebody. Oh boy. And we go out on the town and we take it back. We take it back home and that's going to make me happy. That's going to make me happy. Right? I'm going to be very famous someday or I'm going to be very, very wealthy and everybody's going to know my name. And that too will make me happy. What's that? There's no suffering in, so that's Thich Nhat Hanh, man. Think about it. We're, food for thought on suffering. We'll talk more about that later. How you doing, everybody? It's Mark Scotty reporting. It's Thursday. Hello, YouTube. Hello, world. Hello, world. We are live every morning at 9 a.m. Today we're going to talk about something amazing, I think, that has happened in America. The idea of higher education, the idea of educating our offspring, right, the kids, right, and some old people that want to learn new tricks, old dogs learn new tricks. In America, finally, we're coming around to a publicly funded education system. Now, that's not to say all education. There will still be in America wealthy people who send their kids to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and elsewhere, Pennsylvania State, Pennsylvania University, or wherever rich kids send their kids, right? Duke. That will always be the case. That is not going to change, right? Rich people want to spend $100,000 a year to send their little children to very wealthy schools and congregate with other children who have parents to spend that kind of money on them will not change one iota. And in fact, the divide will grow even greater. There'll be the expensive schools will get more expensive, and the less expensive schools, the publicly financed ones, will get less expensive and less elite. There will be a cultural divide. What's taught at those rich schools is how to control the people at those poor schools. But nonetheless, putting that theory aside, I believe that what happened in America yesterday, Joe Biden, President of the United States, has signed a bill to squash student loans. It's now law. It's done, and it's a little more than we expected. That's what's interesting about it. I'm going to give you the details of it, but it's now signed into law. Who's going to take the hit for it? Someone's going to have to pay for it. You can't give away all this shit. I feel betrayed. I paid my fucking student loan. And why does that kid down the block get a free ride, motherfucker, man? I'm pissed off, man. I want everybody to pay and bleed like I did. It's that side of it, too. I'm on the side of I accrued student loans as a kid, 22, 3, 21. I fucking took every loan. I went into the bursar's office there at Syracuse University. I took out every fucking loan I could, man. Why not? Why not? You giving away money? I'll take it. You giving away money? I'll take it. And I remember I remember distinctly leaving Syracuse finally in my broken down car after 3 years of higher education, saying that, trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. And I took the, back in the day, they used to give you a booklet, right? Like a checkbook. I was like a checkbook. What is this? That was my. They used to give you like a checkbook, and it had monthly receipts where you'd pull one off and it would say how much you owe that month, and then you're supposed to mail a check in. I took the whole book of checks of whatever they are, and I threw it off the Whitestone Bridge on the way home. Like I threw it out the fucking window on the bridge, knowing full well that I would never pay it, and I never did. However, I have had, so many tax checks garnished. I've had wages garnished up to 10%. So of the money I owed, I think I borrowed maybe 10,000 and probably paid back double that. And now I think I owe like, I don't know, my number is probably in the 20s, thousands owed. So for me, someone who never voluntarily paid it, but in effect really paid it because they took it, it's an advantage for me. I'm happy about it. But the other side of the student loan argument is this, right? Before 1999, if you remember, you were able to. I remember it because I was almost prepared to do it. You were able to squash student debt using the bankruptcy laws in America, which means that if you went bankrupt and you had student loans, you could claim those student loans, and that debt would be expunged. In 1999, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton were responsible for changing that law. They lobbied to change it, and then Bush came in and codified it into law, so that student loans were no longer, you were not able to get out of a student loan anymore through bankruptcy. And I mean, really, if Joe Biden wanted to do something amazing, he could just say that, student loans are now expungible through bankruptcy law. Why does a corporation get to get in millions and sometimes billions of dollars in debt, and then walk down to fucking Lower Manhattan, right behind the Bull? That's what bankruptcy court is in Lower Manhattan. They file a couple of papers and boom, disappears. Billions of dollars that they owed are no longer owed, and then they just start a new corporation, a new life. Why were students not allowed that same buffer? And why aren't they allowed it now? That's something to think about. Bankruptcy law should have been on the table, I think. So anyway, man. So I'll give you the details of the student loan situation. It looks like if you got a Pell Grant, you get $20,000 forgiveness. If you never got a Pell Grant, it's 10. And we'll look at the details. That's generous. 20 grand is generous, right? It knocks out a lot of old debt. What else? There's other things going on. We'll talk about it. Good morning, everybody. Mark Scotty reporting. Vinny DiMartini, motherfucker, in the house. Vinny on the wrench. What's up, Vinny? SS67UK. That's Weesty out in Britain. What's up, Weesty? How are you? Weevil Girl is here. Good morning, Weevil Girl. Weevil Girl is our community meditation instructor. Zoot Cooter, one of our top researchers here on MarcusConti.com. Steve Zrofsky, a older name, a person that's been around this site on YouTube for a long time. And everybody else, Joel Whitworth. If I forget your name, if I miss your name, don't take fucking offense to it, man. I'm trying to do a show here. And Mad Cow Marcus here. Good morning. Jim Gerard, our nude guest, mostly nude guest, comes on the show nude. Stick around, you'll get to see Jim Gerard nude. What's up, Jim? What's up, man? So my name is Marcus Conti. I'm a guy who makes videos here and elsewhere. I make a video almost every day. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. This is a live recording on YouTube, but it's placed elsewhere after the recording is done on Rumble, BitChute, Truth Social, Getter, Twitter, Facebook. I just post this shit everywhere, man, so everybody could see what we're saying, right? And you're in the video, by the way. I got news for you, man. You guys are part of my video. Look, your stream is in the video. Your words are in the video. Right? You're part of the video. It's not just me. It's you and us. It's us. All right. What's up, Andy Garcia as well? A couple of new names. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thank you, and thank you, YouTube, for having us, for forgiving us, for whatever reason, whatever has happened in the past, all of the hard feelings. I don't know. They seem to have evaporated at this moment right now. For whatever reason, we are on YouTube. Right? We're here. I don't know why. I don't know how. I thought we were gone. Whatever. What do I know? Right? But we're here, and that's a good thing. We want to continue. We want to continue that stream of not overly offending people. People, I don't know. People got touchy and feely about certain topics, and they felt like they were being attacked by talking about those topics. And so we're going to give them a break. We're not going to talk about those topics, man. You just settle down already. Relax. Okay? Relax. And everybody will have a good time, man. We're going to have a good time, right? That's the point here, right? To have a good time, right? Whew, I wasn't feeling well yesterday. I got dizzy, and I get dizzy sometimes. I don't know what it is. It's because I lost a lot of weight, and I run, and sometimes I don't know. I get a little dizzy. I get a little. My grandmother used to pass out, syncope. She had syncope, and she would pass out. It's low blood pressure too, but I have. I don't know. Why am I talking about my blood pressure? I feel great right now. I'm drinking water. Beautiful day here in Northeast Pennsylvania, 67 sunny degrees. Fantastic, man. Fantastic life we have together. Fantastic life we have here on YouTube. So join me every morning at 9 a.m. If you don't know where we are, just come to the website, marcusconti.com, and you'll see it. Right now we're on YouTube, and we love it. We love it. So let's start here. There's also ways to contribute. You scroll down, you'll find the Patreon and PayPal link. But most importantly, come here and spread the word. Become part of this independent news network, right? Are we even news? This voice, right? Marcus Conti. I'm more the voice of America than Joe Rogan is. Why? Because I listen to your voice. I listen. I don't know if Joe Rogan listens, but I listen. I listen to you. I listen. I let you speak. Suit Cooter says, student loan forgiveness boils down to a fry cook's taxes paying for a doctor's graduate school. Let's hold those thoughts. I know the idea of if someone gets a break in some way, others are going to pay for it. But the notion of debt in America is changing. The way we handle money is changing. The way we view money is changing. Money is important, but it also is. It's generated. I'm going to hold that thought. Let's just hold the thought until we get there. Right? So I have a website. My name is Marcus Conti. Let's start here. So Ozzy Osbourne, right? Going off the rails on a crazy train. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. You can't play Ozzy's song, but you can sing it, right? You can't play, anyway, copyright, right? Everybody's got a copyright, right? This is my fucking song. Don't play it unless you pay me. That's what all these jerk-offs are saying now. Big rock stars, they're agreeing to it. Right? Oh, that guy played your song on YouTube in his video, man. You got to fucking get paid for that shit. That's what they're saying, right? Rather than have their music promoted by up-and-coming geniuses like me, right? Promoting you, saying, "Oh, I love Ozzy," right? I'm not allowed to play Ozzy because Ozzy and his cohorts are going to turn around and try to fucking demonetize me and vilify me, right, for playing his song. But that aside, right, that problem, the problem of copyright aside, we love Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne vowed to never take acid again after talking to a horse for 1 hour. So Ozzy, 73 years old. We love Ozzy, you know, great voice. He apparently in this article says that he took 10 tabs of acid. I took 10 tabs of acid, then went for a walk in the field. I ended up standing there talking to this horse for about an hour, Osborne said. In the end, the horse turned around and told me to fuck off. That was it for me, added the rocker, who battled alcohol and drug abuse in the past. So, I don't know, it's just funny. We all thought, you know, Ozzy is he exaggerating? Did he really take 10 hits of acid? That's enough to kill you, or, you know, fucking totally, you know, impair you for life, I think. Did he really talk to a horse for an hour? It's probable. Yeah, I mean, paranoia will make that happen. I remember, you know, when I had fallen into addiction, you know, deep addiction many years ago, back in the early 1990s, and I distinctly remember my cat talking. I had a cat at the time. I've always had a cat, but my cat's name was Spring, and I would sit there and I would listen. I would be by myself with the cat, and you know, the cocaine schizophrenia. I believed that the cat was talking for months after the withdrawal. I really believed it. I believed. I was like, you don't understand, man. The cat was talking. So Ozzy testifies to the world that though he had an hour-long conversation with the horse, he doesn't say what they talked about other than the horse telling him to fuck off. But, fascinating man, that Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, and if you didn't suspect it, if you didn't, know that it was going to happen, when you made abortion illegal in half of the states in America, that people were going to go around that. Young women who feel it's their body and their choice were going to jump the border and go somewhere else to get their abortion or get some bootleg abortion pills. You were wrong. We're creating a greater divide. It's not to say that abortion is good or bad or indifferent. What I'm pointing out to you is that it's something that many young women and older women and men and people believe is a human right to have or have not, even after the woman becomes pregnant. They believe that. They believe that the woman's rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are somehow interfered by a child. That the woman can't possibly pursue her goals of, I don't know, stardom, wealth, love, fame, or less, living a happy life, because this child, her child, right, is creating a block. Right? That's the belief. That's not my belief. That's the testimony of the women who say that abortion should be legal. That's their argument. That they don't, and it was made in the 60s and 70s in Roe v. Wade, which turned out to be untrue or unfounded. Roe v. Wade had a lot of problems, legal problems. That was one of them. The other one was that the Roe v. Wade, they argued that that what did Roe v. Wade argue? Argued that I forgot what it was. They argued that that there was precedence. That's what it was. That there was precedence in America for abortion, meaning that historically America was okay with it. And upon further investigation, before the 1960s, abortion in this country was viewed as murder. It was something unthinkable. So the idea that a liberal court ruled that there was historical precedence in America for abortion was incorrect. But Roe v. Wade was a flawed law, but that's besides the point. Right? The argument that the women made was that women were unequal because of the child, and I don't know. It's up to you to decide. Does a child make the woman unequal, or does it make the woman more equal? That doesn't the child enhance the life of the parents? Doesn't the child show the parents the way? Doesn't the child show the truer meaning of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness? I think it does. I think, that when you view offspring, that's how it should be viewed. That the child is sacred. The child is the tip of the growth. If you look at a plant, for example, it's the top. It's growing forward, right? It's offspring. It's new growth. How does that interfere? Right? It teaches you, man. But that's my view of it. I think, But anyway, there's people that don't believe that, and bootleg abortion pills are on the rise. Bootleg meaning illegal. So Roe v. Wade, getting rid of it, has now created a black market for abortion pills. Good pills that knock that baby right the fuck out of you, man. It's like they'll advertise it like this. Ladies, line up for your abortion. It's the brand name Cunt Kick, right? Get your new abortion pills. It's like a swift cunt kick. Right? Baby will come right out. That's what you want, right? You want the baby to come out. You want to kill the fetus, right? So you take an abortion pill. And then boom, it's like, Cunt Kick brand. It's pretty clever, right? Anyway, ever since, I guess that's crude. Are we going to get cut off? Are we still alive? Are we still alive? Looks like a swift cunt kick. I said cunt kick. Are we allowed to be on YouTube saying cunt kick? Stupid, man. Stupid life we have here. So ever since the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade in June, dozens of websites have popped up which are illegally shipping abortion drugs anywhere in the U.S. without a prescription. The operator of one website says that the demand for abortion pills has skyrocketed since the June decision. We'll also break to the markets in 2 minutes. According to the Wall Street Journal, which notes that some of the websites are registered overseas. So a huge, wow, and they're gouging these women too. $500 per pack of abortion pills, man. So now it's going to be, hey man, you're gonna have the homeboys in the ghetto, right? They're going to be like this. Yo, what's up, bitch? What's up, bitch, man? You looking for some cocaine? That shit is legal down the block, man. You want some weed? Go to the dispensary, man. You want your abortion pill? Ah, man, I got some fucking abortion pill for you, man. That shit is $10 a pill. That shit's $10 a pill, man. Give me $10 a pill. So they're going to be slinging abortion pills on the corner now instead of the other stuff. Crazy, right? Crazy shit, man. Fucking ding, ding, ding. Oh, my God. The market's open. The market's going to be open in 1 minute. It looks like the NASDAQ futures are opening up. It looks like we're opening up ahead of tomorrow. Today's Thursday? Yeah. Friday is a Jackson Hole meeting with the Fed Chair Jerome Powell and his cohorts. And they're going to talk about either being very hawkish on the market or very dovish, meaning that they're going to lean hard on the market to bring inflation down by jacking up their interest rate, or they may signal that they're starting to cut back. So the markets are looking at that very, very closely right now. And you see how on the NASDAQ 100 futures, we've gone down over the last few days. But now it seems like we're circling back and potentially coming up, potentially going up a little bit today, right? So we'll see. We'll see how Wall Street likes it. Let's see. We're open. Are we open? We're open. Hold on a second. Okay, so we're going higher. We're going higher right now. It looks like we're going a little higher. Let me see what we got here. Let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ. Ding. Ding. Okay, so if you could see this little green line right here, this is the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour. We're starting to go up a little bit today. That could be a interim bottom. That could be the dip. And now it looks like we might be heading up ahead of this announcement. Let's look at the stocks that are driving it. Apple up $1.50. Amazon up 60 cents. Google and its parent company both up 50 cents respectively. Facebook, formerly now called Meta, up $1.50. Microsoft up 28 cents. Rivian up 47 cents. Tesla up $5.50. Walmart up 33. Nvidia took a bit of a hit because of earnings, down $2. Bitcoin flat or up a little bit. War stocks, Raytheon and Lockheed Martin mixed. The medical industrial complex vaccine stocks, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, looks like they're flat as well. So it looks like on the indexes, we have a mixed up open. Dow is down. See how Dow is clicking down? But the NASDAQ seems to be holding up slightly. So we'll follow this as it goes along. All right, the big news is tomorrow. Jackson Hole. Are we going higher or are we going lower? We'll find out. So let's talk about this. 10-year-old trans model. Her name is Model Noelle McMahon, who has two trans parents. Transparency. Trans parents, both of the kids' parents are trans. Already a New York fashion vet. All right, so here's the story. This 10-year-old kid, right, who was born man, there's definitely a package going on. Are we allowed to say that about kids? I don't know. They're putting it out there, so we got to talk about it, right? So this 10-year-old kid is having a fantastic career as a fashion model. That we have to, hey, listen, you're 10 years old and you're walking the catwalk in New York with all the fashion people there wanting to put clothes on you. That's pretty impressive. So we salute the kid for doing it. But look what happened to the kid. Right? This is a child born male, and who is quite sure that, according to the parents, that as young as 2 years old, he knew that he was not a he and that he was a she, right? And pursued their life. These are the lovely parents. Both of them were born female, meaning that they both had or have vaginas, but they identify otherwise. They identify as binary. What's fucking binary? What does binary mean? Binary is a umbrella term for gender identities. They're non-binary. Excuse me. They're not binary. They're non-binary. Non-binary people may identify as an intermediate or separate third gender, identify with more than one gender, or no gender at all, or have a fluctuating gender. Wow. So if you're non-binary, they switch. They switch teams all the time. No, today I'm feeling, feminine, so I'm a female. Is this a disorder of some sort? Is this something that most people don't experience? Is it something exclusive to a very select group of human beings? Because it's certainly not universal. Most people don't sit around and think about their binary status. And most people don't meet other people with very, very similar ideas. And then, right, they both have vaginas. So one of them probably gave birth to this kid, right? We don't know. We just don't know. Right? And this is the offspring, right? A child, right? Is this child abuse? How did the kid know? The kid says, oh, I knew when I was 2 years old. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You have two parents that talk about it all day long in the house because that's what they are and that's what they learned. So, good-looking kid, you know. Hey, listen, man. Whatever floats your boat, man. It doesn't. I'm just trying to understand it a little bit. I'm trying to understand is this because society, a lot of society frowns on this. They say, oh, these parents, they don't know what they are, and then they confuse the kid. Right? And the kid comes out confused. But how has the kid been confused? The kid is walking the catwalk in New York at 10 years old, making fucking $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 advertising, you know, clothes. He wears Nike shoes, he's getting paid. Trans pride. Here we are. Right? That's a boy that is a girl, is a professional model at 10 years old. Right? What do we think? What do we think about this? What do we think, right? There's your 10-year-old born boy wearing a purple dress out on the street, hanging out at Stonewall, down in the West Village. Yeah, Stonewall. I know where that is. It's right on Christopher Street. I think I may have passed by it in videos in the past many times, up and down those areas. So I don't know. I don't know what you think of it. I think the kid is successful, is for the most part clear. Maybe these two people right here, these two non-binary people, figured it out. That if you let the child decide for themselves very early, they don't have an identity crisis later. Maybe they're right. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, man, I don't know what people think. Me So Hungry says, yes, mental disorder. Non-binary is an oxymoron, says Wake and Bake. Humans are binary by science and genetics. Okay. Me So Hungry says, big bushy hose. Yeah, man. Fucking, they're women. Right? That's a woman right there. Goddamn. How's the market doing? Are we holding? Are we holding? Come on, man. Come on. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. So that's that. What else we got here? Binary. So student loan forgiveness. Ding, ding, ding. Let's talk about it, man. I think, again, as I said in my opening statement, I believe that this is a good thing. And it is now codified into law. Let's listen to Joe Biden tell you what's going on. Let's listen to, if we can stand it, let's listen.
Which is why America's economic recovery was faster and stronger than any other advanced nation in the world. Now it's time to address the burden of student debt in the same way.
Okay.
Working closely with the Secretary of Education, he's got the hard job, you know, Secretary Cardona. Here's what my administration is going to do to provide more breathing room for people so they have less burdened by student debt. And quite frankly, to fix the system itself, which when we came in, we both acknowledged was broken in terms of, anyway. There are three key factors.
It's broken because you took it off of the bankruptcy. You're treating it like something separate than debt. Student loans is the hardest loan in the world to get out of. Right? You can forgive it all you want, but why don't you give people legal protection to get out of it when they feel like it?
Here's what we're going to
bankruptcy law.
Do today. First, we've made incredible progress advancing America's economic recovery. We've wound down pandemic relief programs like the ones on unemployment insurance and small businesses. It's time we do the same thing for student loans. Student loan payment.
He just misspoke, right? He's saying we're winding down programs.
Time we do the same thing for student loans.
What?
Made incredible progress advancing America's economic recovery. We've wound down pandemic relief programs like the ones on unemployment insurance and small businesses. It's time we do the same thing for student.
We wound down payments to other people. Now, all right, it makes sense. I'm sorry. Continue.
Loans. Student loan payments pause is going to end. It's going to end December 30. I'm extending to December 31st, 2022, and it's going to end at that time. It's time for the payments to resume. Second, my campaign for president, I made a commitment. That would provide student debt relief, and I'm honoring that commitment today. Using the authority Congress granted the Department of Education, we will forgive $10,000 in outstanding federal student loans. In addition, students who come from low-income families, which allowed them to qualify to receive a Pell Grant, will have their debt reduced $20,000.
Right. So that's essentially not enough to get anybody completely out of debt. Now, I told you in the beginning of the program, my debt, I've been carrying it since 1986. and it's still there. It's still there. It's not on any any credit report or anything. I have excellent credit. I own things. But that student debt is still there. And even tuition at the time was a fraction of what it was now. I may have incurred $10,000 in debt. With all the interest, it's triple that now. And even a guy who had a loan from 1986 is still not out of the woods. Right? Still didn't get out of it. They're just going to reduce it and then increase it until the day I die.
Both of these targeted actions are for families who need it the most. Working and middle-class people hit especially hard during the pandemic, making under $125,000 a year.
Me So Hungry points out that Joe Biden is the one that helped make no bankruptcy on student loan. Yeah. Yes, as a senator, but it was more, the push was more Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. Bill Clinton, the president at the time. And then the Republicans loved the idea. They thought, oh, more money, just fucking, nothing free, man. Don't give them anything. Right. And they made it, they changed the law. Again, bankruptcy, every other debt in America is expungible through bankruptcy law, except a student loan. Why are students punished in that way? Why is that loan so different than some other investment? Right? It isn't.
You make more than that, you don't qualify. No high-income individual or high-income household on top of the 5%, in the top 5% of incomes, by the way, will benefit from this action, period. In fact, about 90% of the eligible beneficiaries make under $75,000 a family.
So the bar, I can't listen to him. I'll just tell you what's going on. It's a lot easier. So Joe Biden on Wednesday announced a slew of student loan debt, including cancellation of up to $20,000 in debt for some Americans. Right? So the number is 20,000 expunged from your student debt. If you were poor at the time and got a Pell Grant, right? The government gave you free money on top of the loan. That's what they do. TAP, Pell. I think these are maybe New York terms. I'm not sure. But there was, whatever it is in your state, if the state gave you grant money at any time, you're eligible for $20,000 in debt renewal, debt relief. If you didn't get that Pell Grant, meaning that your parents were in a better position than the people that got it, wealthier, your forgiveness is $10,000. Right? So if you went to medical school and you got $280,000 in debt, you got $10,000 scrubbed off the top. Thank you, Joe Biden. if you're a nurse practitioner and you went to Cornell nursing school and you racked up $120,000 in debt, you got $10,000 chopped off your bill. If you're a guy who went to college in the 1980s because he didn't know what else to do with himself, and then took the debt and threw it off the Whitestone Bridge, right, and never paid it, right, and now owes like I don't know how many tens of thousands of dollars because he never paid the 10 that he owed. You got $10,000 worth of. You got 20. You got 20 because you took a Pell Grant. You're still in debt. Everybody is still in debt, just a little less, right? Just a little less. Right? That's what Joe Biden gave you, a little less. He gave you a little less debt. He didn't expunge shit, right? Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, AOC, the progressive liberal talking machine was very clear to Joe Biden. Expunge student debt, right? You want to be generous, go up to 50. Go up to 50,000 and expunge it. That's maybe a better number, but it's good. It's a move in the right direction, but it's not an expungement of debt. It's like being on death row, and you're on death row and you're going to die in January. You already got your date for death. You and the electric chair will meet on January 1st. And Joe Biden comes in and says, no, we're going to extend your death penalty for another 2 years. And you get to sit there and wait till you die, or something like that, right? I don't know if that's a good analogy, but I think you get my point. It's not complete. It's not a complete forgiveness of student debt. Right. Who's going to pay for it? Conti, who's going to pay for it? Conti, you can't. I don't want to pay for your fucking student loan. How are you going to pay? How do you connect the dots for me? How the fuck are you paying for someone's forgiveness of a loan? You really think that they're going to jack up your taxes, use your tax to pay off that loan? Hell fucking no. The government in this country prints money. They create debt, sell the debt, and then they're the only buyer of the debt. It's infinite debt. It's a scam. It's not a scam, but it's a new way of viewing economics. It's not backed. Money's not backed by gold or resources or even reputation anymore. Right? It's backed by right now. What is the dollar backed by? Mostly American military. Right? If the American military collapses, our investments abroad would collapse. That's the world's fear of American aggression is what keeps it rolling. I got news for you. Right? So stop worrying about you paying for some kid who look, if he doesn't have debt, maybe he's going to relax a little bit and work more and be happier and generate more tax money so you shut the fuck up. So you know what I mean? But anyway, so you gotta at least salute Biden and hope that the next president, will salute Biden for addressing it, for cutting it down a little bit, for letting people know that students are suffering with this great, burden. And we got to thank Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and the rest of the, for lack of a better term, progressive left for pushing Joe Biden almost over the edge with this. Because Joe Biden wasn't going to do it himself. This is Bernie Sanders. This is this is Joe Biden capitulation, folding to the pressure that Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and people like AOC have been screaming about for years. So we thank all of you guys. I think it's a move in the right direction. Stop Stop penalizing some people and not others. Why do corporations get out of paying billions of dollars, millions, billions of dollars in taxes? They have a problem in their company. They flip it. They bankrupt it. Start over. How many times did Trump go bankrupt? 4 times? 5 times? Why can't a kid do that with his own life? Because a student loan is something different. It's not. It's debt is debt is debt. So thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe Biden, for that. And if you haven't heard, I mean, it's like we live in a bubble. Did you know that the second round of U.S. airstrikes over Syria, that U.S. fired rockets on occupied gas fields? Did you know this? I didn't know this. The Pentagon said Wednesday it is looking into reports of an exchange of fire between pro-Iranian groups in Syria. Pro-Iranian groups in Syria? What the fuck does that mean? They're from Iran? They're pro-Iran? Look, everybody has a goddamn opinion. Right? Pro-Iran group exchanging fire with pro-Iran groups in Syria. They are in Syria. What are you doing in Syria? And firing against the U.S. coalition forces. We're at war. We're right now. We're worried about transgender children walking the catwalk, while we're dropping bombs on Iranians in Syria. Why? What threat do the Iranians in Syria have to us? What threat are they to us? What threat are the Syrian fucking people a threat to American democracy? I would speculate none. And why are we there? I don't know. We're there. We're there because, oh no, you can't let Iran take over Syria because then it'll become Muslim. The Muslims, the Arabs, the Arab world, they hate us. They hate our way of life. They're going to kill us. Right? So we got to kill them first. So there you go. Bombs over Syria, a place that we don't even... Oh, I know. It's because it's next to Israel. Israel. We got to protect Israel. Syria hates Israel. Hey, Israel, if you don't like where you live, get out of the neighborhood, right? You live in a bad neighborhood surrounded by people that don't like you, man. Right? Stop being more friendly, maybe. I don't know. It's a possibility, right? So anyway, Mark Sconti reporting. Thank you all for joining me. What else?
To grow lotus flowers, we need the mud.
Need the mud.
So suffering is a kind of mud that we need in order to generate the feeling of joy and happiness. So
our suffering, he says, all this suffering that we experience is necessary to experience happiness. That's what Thich Nhat Hanh says.
First point, the first aspect of the practice is how to recognize suffering and to embrace it and to transform it. And we speak of the art of suffering. It seems that
the art of suffering. Wow, this guy's no old idiot, man. This guy's like these are guys. Thich Nhat Hanh has spent, many years sitting quietly and understanding the function of his own mind, not the function of your mind, not the function of the mind next to him, his own mind. He sat as a Zen Buddhist and observed his own activity in his mind and was able to transform it and understand it, and then spread love and clarity to the world by doing that. Right? And that's who he is. He's no old fool. He's dead now. He's just died about a year ago. But I love Thich Nhat Hanh, man. So thank you everybody for joining me here on YouTube. That's where we are, YouTube. Tomorrow, I forgot to ask the question, the big question. Tomorrow will be is Freaky Friday. We'll be here tomorrow, Friday, and we will We'll open up the chat tomorrow. We'll open up the chat. If you want to come on the show tomorrow, I'll drop the link in early in the show, and come on down, man. The more the merrier. You don't have to stay too long. Just come by, say hi, and say I gotta go. It's fine. So we get to know who you are, and you know, if you want to be a big YouTube voice, you want to get your voice heard on YouTube. Well, come on down on Fridays, and Freaky Fridays, and we'll give you the opportunity to do that, right? Again, I don't have any music queued up right now, or do I? I don't have anything queued up. So anyway, thank you all for joining me, and we'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Marcus Conte reporting.